that there. Now, streaming key. Copy. All right, here we go. Go live.
Apparently we're going live. I can't get to the thing.
So now, even though we hit go live, we are not live yet. This is the public screen, and we're not showing up there yet. But if you go to
any of that didn't come up right.
The behind.
Hang with us, guys. We're having a little bit of difficulty. I can't get this over to Zoom. So hang on, everybody. We are having fun now. Sorry, guys. All right. Can somebody in the comments tell us, are we moving? Are we live on Facebook, or you just hear us right now? Can you see us? I'm sorry, not on Facebook, on YouTube. All good, Maren. Okay. Megan says, okay. Yay. All right. So
we're struggling getting the Zoom to connect with us so we can see you guys is what we're trying to do.
Because the Zoom, we haven't done anything on Zoom yet. We can't get connected to Zoom. So hang on one second. I'm trying to get.
What was that?
It was some kind of feedback thing.
Oh, okay.
Hang with us, guys. You gotta love technology.
No, I hate it. But okay, guys, we might have to try without Zoom tonight. We can't seem to get them connected. Can you let us know in the chat if you guys can hear us, see us okay, hear us okay, because we cannot seem to get the Zoom to fill in. We really wanted to get so we could see you guys and talk face to face, because it's hard to talk to ourselves. All right, thanks, Bug. Anybody else? Okay.
Wow, this is gonna be crazy.
All right, this will be different. We will practice and get this figured out by next week. I promise, guys.
Oh man,
we will. But what we're trying to do is we are trying to combine and move off of the Facebook platform as much and move over here to YouTube. So what we're trying to do is get everybody, we're still wanting to connect face to face with you. So that's why we really want to learn. No.
Hey, what'd I do?
What do you?
All right. I have Zoom.
Hang on.
Hang on. All right. Hi, guys. Zoom. We're trying to do something here.
I don't know what we're doing. Now we
Okay. So now I got two screens.
got 2 screens.
Watch this stuff. Okay. Watch me roll.
Nope, let me scoot one over.
That's what I'm doing.
Nope. Let me grab it.
Okay. You take it.
Sorry, guys.
This is nuts.
Okay. Watch me YouTube.
Okay. We want that one over there. Good.
And then we
And
want
then we want to minimize this. I know that because Zoom is right here.
And then, hey,
All right. Now we
got Zoom.
I think we got both here.
We got you both
All
going.
right.
Good Lord.
This
We've
is
probably
nuts.
lost 3/4 of our people by now. What a learning curve.
Yeah.
I'll teach keto any day, but electronics, not so much. So,
All right. The people on YouTube cannot see the people on Zoom right now. So we're doing 2 feeds at one time. Can everybody hear us on the Zoom call?
Zoom is good.
Okay, Zoom is good.
Okay, everybody on
YouTube.
YouTube, can you type in the chat? Is everybody good on the chat
Well,
to hear us?
Don't look at that screen. You gotta look at the camera.
I can't read this thing.
Okay. All right. We're getting messages everywhere. Boy, okay, this is going to be interesting.
Okay, Vicky, I got your text. All right, guys, we're winging it, but thanks for bearing with us.
Thank you.
We've lost half our tribe somewhere in electronic land. So, okay, we are going to kind of go a little bit of different direction today. We want to throw out there, first of all, for everybody, first say thank you. And thanks for bearing with us.
Oh, my.
It's a transition and a learning curve. So every week, just bear with us a little bit till I get this down pat. Beginners, we want you to know, first of all, when we go to fast like this, we are advanced. We are 4 years into this journey. So that being said, we do not recommend you don't just jump into fasting. Some people never need to get into fasting. So I know we've scared a few people because we're really pushing fasting just because I know that's where I feel good. He feels good. That's where the deep healing comes in. That's where we do the brain work. All of that happens in that fasting time, but that's not for everybody. Vicky's saying we have terrible feedback.
Terrible feedback.
Okay.
We have to mute somebody.
Does anybody need muted?
Nope. I bet you the feedback is coming through. Oh, there's an echo.
Does everybody have an echo? No. Vicky, are you maybe signed in on 2 devices at your house? Maybe a computer and a phone?
Do we have an echo on YouTube?
No echo on YouTube. We're good. Okay. Vicky, check and see if you have 2 things open at your house. If you're signed on in your phone, she said it's terrible on YouTube. All right.
Oh, she needs to mute one of her things.
Mute one of your devices, Vicky, if you can.
Mute your YouTube or probably mute the YouTube. If you're running YouTube and the Zoom call, you want to mute the YouTube because you will get feedback in that.
Okay. Let's keep trying. All right, guys. So sorry. We just want the beginners to know that any of us that are talking about the long-term fasting, we are in this 4 years in. So our chemistry is prepped and ready. We are trying to get back there. Can you help her? We are trying to get back there because I've been off track since I was down at KetoCon, had the heart attack, all the fun stuff that we had going on there. So we are working really hard to get back because I know that's what my body needs to heal. So that is why we're so pumped up for fasting right now, trying to get this up and going. I want back where I was before the heart attack. So that being said, we are prepping and getting ready for that. But I want to bump back. I want to let the beginners know. First of all, everybody doesn't have to fast. It is not a requirement to do keto properly. It is not necessary for some people. If you have a healthy mitochondria and you've never been really sick, then you may never need to get to fasting. But those of us that have had major damage, prediabetes, diabetes, cancer, chemo, any of that stuff, heart failure, neuropathy, any kind of stuff like that, that is why we do our fasting, is to turn that around, reverse that damage, all of that. So that's why we do this so strong. That is why we jump in so fast and so hard. We don't cut excuses. There's no BS here. we try to hold each other accountable and we move forward just because that is the way our body heals. Not for everybody, but again, it is very much who we are. So beginners, you're not ready for that. This is a chemistry shift of 12 steps. There's weeks to get your chemistry ready before you're even close to ready to fast. So don't let this scare you off. Don't let it deter you from doing proper keto, because you need to get that chemistry set up before you do that. Again, you may never need to, but it depends on what your goals are and what you're trying to do. Don't sign in over there on Zoom or it'll kick me out.
No, I'm trying to sign in for Facebook.
Okay. So you electronic nightmare over here, I think, going on. This has to be done over time. As you break the addictions in your brain, that chemistry will move you along. You will get deeper and deeper in ketosis. Your chemistry will get you going and carry you along, but you cannot do this on a whim, and you can't do it. You can't just jump into fasting unless you're going to white knuckle it through it. Those of us with mitochondria damage, we can do the fasting and things like that, but we've worked our way into it. We let our chemistry now carry us through. You can ask anybody at the veterans that are on here that have done this before, and you try to rush through those beginning steps. Every time you will crash and burn. If you've got any damage, your hormones aren't happy. Ghrelin, leptin, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone are all fat-based hormones. If all of those are not happy, you can white knuckle it through a fast, but that is exactly what it's going to be, a white knuckle through the fast. You've got to get your chemistry prepped and ready. Then that chemistry and those hormones will carry you through. And I'm not saying it's always easy, but it is so much easier when those hormones are proper and when they're not. Getting there, you have to break those addictions in the brain. The addictions of, those habits that we form, the watch TV and munch, the going to family outings and having to eat all of the good stuff because you think the getting together at a family gathering is about the food. You have to break that mindset. You have to change the neural pathway in the brain and make being in a family gathering about being with your family. That is where we want to change that. We want to make that the effort. That is where the endorphins in the brain need to come from. All those things that make us feel good need to come from the people in that relationship, not the food on the plate. And we just make that happen a little bit at a time. That's why we don't jump in. That's why we don't throw a bunch of stuff right at the beginning. We build that chemistry every week. So that being said, beginners, hang in there. We'll get you through. Anybody wanting in the beginning steps that has no idea for the chemistry, let us know. We're getting ready to start a new group in the next 2 weeks. We're going to start one tomorrow night, maybe starting another one the next Monday night, depending on how many people we end up with. But we're going to move forward in that and build it nice and slow. This isn't something we just jump in and push forward. We are ready to get our chemistry going. So what we're doing every day is trying to stress our metabolism some way, somehow. Some of you seen we did our fast last week. It wasn't perfect, but we made it 48 hours and we called it. My body wasn't quite ready yet, so I did the best I could do and moved forward. So we jumped in this week. We've been doing everything we can. I've been sipping on my tools, or my BHB out of my toolbox. We've been working on trying to carry me through. It's not perfect. My body just fights me every step of the way, as I know some of it does with you too. But we get it all ready so we can start again this week. And I'm trying for 72. I may make it. I may not. I'm going to listen to my body. So we're using all the tools this week. We used the sauna a lot last night. We're going to try to get in again tonight. We're trying to stress that mitochondria where I can. I can't work out real hard quite yet. Haven't made it to my 72-hour fast. So sauna is another way to stress. So we're using that as a tool as we can, but we're fasting. We're in it tonight. We're going to go till tomorrow. So anybody having any questions so far? Can you let Vicki know the Zoom link is in?
I just sent it to her.
Can you put it in the Facebook group?
It is in.
We're still trying to get people in here. So sorry about that, guys. Anybody want to come in while we wait for some more people? Can you guys come in and check in? And then we will finish up and tell you what we're heading into this week. Mary, I know you've been struggling all week. Back on track. Come and let me know how you're doing.
I'm doing well. I'm about 34 hours into my 72. So, and it's up and down, but it's manageable because I came into it without being in ketosis. So I knew it was going to be a little bit of a struggle. But I've been doing the BHB just to get me through this one and get me prepped. And so far, so good. So
good. Good,
Fingers
good,
crossed.
good. No doubt, one step at a time. And those of us that have major damage, you know, we just got to do that. And we can put our goal up for 72s, but we've got to see where our body takes us and where we fit in that, because it may, oh, it may work and it may not. But I'm promising you, once we get over and get into that rhythm of those 72s, anybody that's done them, that's where the magic is. It really is. So that's why we push it, not because, oh my gosh, we just like to fast and not eat. Once your chemistry is set and correct in it, we love it. We love how we feel. That is when I get the best work done. That is when my mental clarity comes. You know, I still have ADD. I'm still healing my brain from 18 years of Oxycontin. You know, all of those damages that happen. And I just had a heart attack. So there's a lot of damage going on. But I know fasting is what is the only answer I've ever had, is getting into ketosis and then getting into fasting. And the benefits when you're fasting, when you're in ketosis, are night and day difference than if you just wake up and decide you're going to fast tomorrow. It is a total chemistry shift. It's totally different. You get such a deeper healing when you go into fasting in ketosis. So that's why we work so hard to get that drboz ratio as low as we can. One fast will get us going, but then by the next week and the following weeks, they just get better and better, and it gets us feeling better and better. That's where everything happens, that energy, the mental clarity, just everything we try to accomplish and want. That's where it feels. The weight starts dropping, the inflammation starts coming out. So it's where the magic happens. So that's why we love it so much. Everybody thinks we're crazy because we like fasting so much, but we really do. Come on in, Wayne. You want to come and say hi? Welcome to the club. Welcome to our little family. Come and say hi.
Good evening. I had success following a keto diet last year, but then completely went off the rails for now probably 10 months or so. So just getting again back to a point where I'm sick and tired of feeling the way I am, and trying to regroup, and came across you in your groups online through the drboz Neuron Facebook page, and thought I'd come on tonight and see what you're all about.
Well, good. Well, welcome, Wayne. We're glad to have you. Just know, most of us, whether you're coming from the drboz group or from our groups, any of them, most of us that are veterans have been right where you are. We all jump on. We all have done great. And then life happens and you kind of get off. So it's one of those things.
Yep.
You just got to jump back on, and the grace comes as soon as your next meal. So don't beat yourself up. You just jump back in. And
I mean, I've read so many books and different authors, which I'm sure we all have.
Yep.
I started with Rob Wolf and the chemistry, Jason Fung.
Yep.
I know all the stuff. I know it works. And then you have a healthy respect for people that have what society calls true addictions to, illicit drugs, when you can't even put sugar down.
Yep. And just know my heart is right there where you're just talking. I'm a cancer survivor, and they had me on Oxycontin for the last 18 years. Until I found this program, I jumped in with drboz almost 4 years ago. And it's what got me off the Oxycontin. It is what's reversed the addictions to the carbs and sugar. And just know the addiction to the carbs and sugar is just as bad as the addiction to the Oxycontin that I took. So it all is that same addiction in the brain. And don't let it beat you up. Don't let it get you down. And it truly is that addiction. And the answer to it is the tribe and the family. So you're going to find that family over on drboz's Neurons group. You're going to find that family in a whole lot of people that have support groups. And as much as we all have better things to do and don't have time to do this, and we all need time with our own families, this is very much our family and our tribe, because we support each other here. You have people at every level. So you're going to have people that are just starting. You're going to have people, veterans, that have fallen off and getting back on. You have people that, hello, mama, glad you made it. You're going to have people at every level. And that's where you're going to learn to heal your brain through like-minded people on a like-minded journey. I know a lot of us, when we sit down with our family or outside people, as much as they're our family and we love them, we have to debate what we're doing. We have to stand up for what you're doing. You have to have your backbone ready for what you're doing. And sometimes you have to downright argue for what you're doing, because family isn't always supportive. But that is the beauty of our groups here, is that it is like-minded people that are here to support each other. So when you feel like you don't have anybody to help you and no support anywhere else, we're here and we're here for you. We meet every week. I know there's different groups that meet different nights of the week. So you're bound to find a group that will fit into your schedule. And it's just making it a priority. And like I said, as much as we all have better things to do, this is how we heal our brain. I was terrified to do these when we first started doing them. I was a nervous wreck. It scared me to death. And now this is one of our favorite times of the week, is getting to meet with everybody, see where everybody's at, catch up. We learn from each other, because what you're struggling with, you're going to hear there's 15 people out here tonight struggling with the same thing. And here's what each person does to get over it. That's why we try to check in. That's why it was so important. We wanted face-to-face with all of you, because we love being able to have each of you check in. Let us know what your struggle is. Let us know what your wins are, because we're all learning from that as we watch it. So it's just cool to see. So Wayne, jump in anytime. Anybody in our group, message us if you have messages or questions or anything like that. You just let us know and we'll help you over those hurdles. It's no big deal. But stay consistent. You know the science. Sounds like you've read, the science. That's not the problem. The problem is applying it. And how do you deal with life? And how do you go to family gatherings? And how do you go on vacation? Those are the things we want to help you with and teach you. We live a very strict keto. We're pretty much carnivore, ketovore, whatever you want to call it. We have an occasional salad here and there, but most of the time we're just a plate of meat and some fat. And that's how we keep it simple, because I'm not a good numbers person. So we laugh, Dr. Berry has the best beef, bacon, butter. What is it? Beef, bacon, butter, and eggs.
Bacon, butter, and eggs.
And eggs challenge that they do all the time. And we kind of laugh because it's a challenge, but to us, that's our normal diet. So to keep it simple, it's just the meat and some fat. Occasionally we'll throw in a salad in there, but so you don't have to juggle so many numbers and worry about it, because I'm one of those people that if I get anywhere near 20 carbs, I'm out of the loop. I'm off the wagon. My body doesn't like it. We try to stay, my goal is 5 total carbs a day. And if I get to 10, I'm getting nervous. So just know that. And we will help you figure out exactly where your body chemistry is. That's the beauty of Dr. Boz's program. Our perfect little glucose meter that we all use. That is what we learn to read our own bodies with. So we know every day, and what affects me may not affect you, may not affect Lance. Everybody's different. And this isn't a one size fits all. You've got to learn what affects your body. And when you learn that, Wayne, you're going to be able to make better choices and move forward. And it gets easier and easier. I promise you. We're 4 years in. It's the easiest thing we do now. We've healed our brain. The addiction isn't there. When we do see other things, it almost gags you. It's almost that, I can't imagine consuming that much sugar. I mean, it would just give you a headache and feel bad. So welcome to our family and our tribe. We're happy to have you. Reach out if we can help you, and let us know what you need. Thank you. Miss Liz, come and say hi. Let me know how you're doing, girl. She's always rocking it. Oh, where'd she go?
Hi. I just did. Somehow I just got rid of my video. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see you now. I was seeing you, but I can't now.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, there you go.
There you are.
Hi,
hey,
everybody.
Good morning.
I am exhausted. I don't know if you saw on Facebook. You commented or you liked or something, but my daughter and I ran a Muddy Princess today.
You go, girl.
And I was doing great till like now, and now I'm like my feet are purple from running in mud. But anyways, I'm doing well. I am doing the normal. My blood sugar tonight was 87 before dinner, and then like a 1.7 on ketones. So yeah, I mean I've been in a steady ketosis for a while.
Girl, I'm just proud of you.
I have some things that I would want to talk to you, I guess, about maybe a little later, like maybe trying to implement a little bit of fasting at some point. Okay. Just making sure that what I'm doing, coming from a past where I was eating very few calories. Mm-hmm. I was used to a lesser body weight, so I get a little bit nervous with the extra body weight that I'm carrying. But I'm trying to have faith in the fact that that's my body. My body has recalibrated itself. Absolutely. And this is where health is found, right? Is in this amazing body that God, this amazing God-given body. So, and to not worry about so much the where I came from compared to where I'm at today. Like just trying to just reframe my mind around a new me. So let's see. aside from that, though, I mean, just the norm.
Well, congratulations on your run today. So that's awesome. You got to let me know where that is next year. I'd want to do it with you. That's cool.
You have to do it with us. It is a riot. It was a riot. There's no pressure. Like, it's real low key. It's not. Yeah.
Good.
So we'll talk about it.
Good.
And you get yourself straightened around there. I'm kind of giving you some time to breathe, because I know you've got a lot on your plate. And
we're getting there. But Liz, you're exactly right. Listening to your body and not worrying about, I mean, I was one of those 90-pound mamas too, that I struggled with thinking of, oh my gosh, this is what I weigh now or whatever. You've got to understand, in this process and in this way of life, we don't necessarily get to pick our weight. I mean, like you guys know, I'm 4 years in and I still have plenty of weight to lose. But my body has done such a healing on the inside. It's not about the number on the outside. It's what we can heal on the inside. That weight and that inflammation will level out, whether that's up or down. And I know you needed to gain a little bit of weight probably, so you're probably going to level out there. But as you increase those fats, and same thing with Miss Vicky. Miss Vicky has to really watch and keep her fats up and everything too, because they've reached their goal weight. Then you're going to learn how to juggle and open that window to where you need it to stay where you want to. So you're going to learn to play all of that, and your body's going to do exactly what you need it to do, what it wants to do. You're so fit, so healthy, doing so great. Your numbers are amazing. So you've just got to learn to play with that window as you want it now. And your body's going to follow suit, because you're doing awesome. So I'm just proud of you, Liz. So good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You call me when you're ready too. We'll get you scheduled for a consult when you're ready. Miss Vicky, you want to come and say hi? Glad to see you, Mama. Love you. Maybe can you? There you go. Hey.
It's been a journey this tonight, hasn't it?
Oh, it has been.
Boy.
It's been a good week. It was a good week, and the only rough part was it took us about 24 hours to get back from Panama. So
did it.
We're still.
Hey, you look 12 again. So what the heck? I'm so. I'm just so.
Those of you who are interested, my husband and I both have had stem cell infusions, for him for Parkinson's and me for some pretty severe autoimmune issues. So we'll see. You know, it was an adventure. It'll be interesting to see if it makes a difference health-wise. But anyway, I gained 2 pounds last week. Not so sure that was good. There was a lot of really good food, I have to tell you. It was temptation station every day. So, but we did pretty good. Both of us did fairly well.
Good.
Yeah, I have really been doing some internal work with about my own challenges with motivation and discipline. And I've always considered myself very disciplined, except when I look at it and look for examples, I'm like, well, let me think. Where would that show up? Other than, I think I know that I am somewhat of a workaholic, and that translates for me into pushing real hard and then thinking, okay, now I can, I deserve to give myself a treat. I deserve to back off. I deserve to take a few days.
No, you deserve to live and be long, healthy, and happy. That's what you deserve, because you've done the work.
I am working on that. I really am. I think this week, having time, because we only left the hotel, which was fabulous, but we only left the hotel once to walk a block to go get bottled water for our room. So I had a lot of time to do some reflection and do some journaling. And anyway, I'm in an interesting place right now. I'll just say that.
That's awesome. Yeah. But at least you're walking the path. You know the science. Now it's just learning to apply it. Doing that journaling work, that handwriting, that journaling, all of that mental work is what heals our brain. So Vicky, that I'll take that as a win. And you guys are always killing it. So it's, I'm so happy you guys been able to get the stem cell, and I can't wait to hear what it does for Bill. But you're aging in reverse. Look at Dr. Boz. That woman, I swear to God, is the same thing. She ages in reverse. So
I agree. Yeah.
She's amazing. You look amazing. So good for you. But it's about that internal health and doing that work in the journal, doing, the handwriting, the thinking, being cognitive and thinking about what you're doing and having a plan. That's half the battle in the brain work. So I'm just proud of you, Vicky. Good job. Good job. We love you.
It's good to see y'all.
It's good to see you. And I'm not in a hospital room, so it's good to see you out and about. So we might have to come back down. I'm having trouble with meds. I said I'm going to go back to Texas and see the doctor. So we'll be calling you. All right, Alex, you want to come and jump in, hon? Maybe. Hey.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
And can you go to somebody else? I'm in the middle. So I'm
It's not a problem.
No problem. You tell me when you're ready. Hey, Joan, how's your voice? Are you able to talk tonight, or you want to?
I'm able to talk tonight.
Woohoo!
A little raspy, maybe a little bit more deep than usual, but
Hey, that's okay.
We'll take it.
a little sexy
We'll
there,
take
but nothing personal.
Break out your Barry White.
Well,
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Wayne, another thing I want to throw out, most of us on here are either cancer survivors or have some deep mitochondrial damage. And Joan is one of our survivors and cancer fighters right now that she's in the midst of. So just know that for anybody checking in on the live, that we do have the deeper health issues in here. So that's what we kind of welcome and we help you through. So come and say hi, Joan, if you can talk, if you can, come on in.
Sure. So, 2 weeks past chemo number 1 of this version. And I was a little bit congested when I first went in, and then one of the drugs adds to congestion, and I ended up losing my voice for about 10 days. And in the meantime, that was really the biggest issue. Unlike most people here at the moment, my biggest issue is I have a very close friend who's always a naysayer about anything I do. I love her, but she's like, "What did you do buying 2 houses at once?" I said, "Don't worry, sell," and it did. She cannot buy into this 72-hour fasting I'm doing because the biggest worry is how much weight I will be losing. I have no weight issue at this point. I've been keto for 3.5, at least 3.5 years. In the fall it'll be 4. So my biggest issue is moving forward in this healing process, doing 72 hours fasting and then 48 plus a little bit in building up fats and then going back into 72. And so that's what I've been doing. Tonight we'll begin my next 72. And then the first time I had to do chemo, I went through this process doing 36-hour fasts before chemo, and it went quite decently.
Nice.
The 72 before this last chemo, I had no issues with the fasting. I did have a reaction to one of the agents they gave me, to the point where, it was an all points bulletin and 6 people around my chair and the whole routine.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's something I've taken 21 times before, but they gave me the bioidentical. They didn't give me the real stuff. Back to Vicky. Want to say something? What was your point, Vicky? Yeah, it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
Right. And that's the issue with generic prescriptions also. They can be up to 8% different than the branded prescription.
Right.
And that little bit makes a great deal of difference.
Yeah. And this is like the top thing that I need to potentially do the best work. And they want the bioidentical. And I have not heard yet if the insurance company will allow me to not try it again. I mean, they had to knock me out with Demerol, and I had no idea how I got my son was there, no idea I got home. So it was a medical event in my chart. Let's just say that was bad enough.
That's what we're calling those, right? Our little events and little issues. That's what we're calling those nowadays, right?
Right. So anyway, September 1st is the next poisoning, and that's, we'll see how that goes. And I'm just I'm in the weirdest opposite position where I'm trying not to lose weight. Fasting, but trying not to lose weight. It's just a very weird thing. And I'm unique in that, God willing, in this group for a long time. I hate to take that banner, but I don't want anybody else to have it either. So,
you know, I'm just happy to see your sweet face, and just know you will do that same thing. You're going to learn to juggle, so you're not continually losing. You can add those fats. You can, you know how to do that. So don't be afraid to use the chemistry shift that you know how to do it. I would
really, it's really hard to eat that much more fat.
Is it
just like
maybe
I've been there.
How about
I
opening up
understand
your
that.
window? How about open your window up a little bit? Just, maybe go to 2 meals a day to make sure you're getting that nourishment in you and those minerals and everything. I would make sure you're keeping that up and staying hydrated. I guess, I don't know. Make sure you're
on the non-72-hour days. I am eating.
Are you good? Okay. So stay at the 2 meals a day until you fast.
Yeah.
Well,
and it was going to be like 72 on, 48 off, or 72 fast, 48 eating. But to be honest, it really is going to work better for me to do Sunday through Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday eat. Mm-hmm. So 36-hour, it's just, I don't want it whatever week it is, what day am I fasting? Fast through Sunday through Wednesday, take chemo and move forward kind of thing.
Yep.
And that extra day is not going to make that much difference, I doubt. I can't get my blood sugars down low enough under 90 when I'm eating. It surprises me unless I'm fasting, because I'm not cheating. And
well, do they have you on steroids and everything for chemo? I know they jacked me up so bad with steroids, so bad that my glucoses were all over the place when I was in chemo.
Well, I will not let them give me dexamethasone ever. Ever. I go absolutely in a roid rage. I become completely unhinged. But then they give me Neulasta, which I didn't have before. And 2 days later, I have a backache, and I'm wondering, oh my gosh, what's going on? Oh yeah, that's Neulasta. Well, why give it to me? Well, because we don't want your white count to go down. But my white count never went down before, so why are we doing it prophylactically? Well, because we have to do it. I said, no, you don't. Oh. So I'm going to, anyway, nobody needs to hear all this. Moving on. We'll be next week, I'll be driving back from St. Augustine's. I'm going to visit a friend. But I'm really glad to have all of you there. And I don't want to dwell on my scenario, but in the next 4 to 6 months, we'll come back with whatever report it is and keep on moving forward.
Well, we're going to keep praying for you. We know you got this. And just so you know, I had Neulasta, and it was the drug that made me stop out of all the crap they gave me for chemo. Neulasta, about half kilo. Felt like it was breaking my femurs, and they explained it by they were increasing the white count in my bone marrow faster than it could get through the bone. So it literally felt like my femurs were breaking. It was god awful.
But
so
they're not bringing it down. They're doing it prophylactically. And I'm like, guys, I'm in a different, they don't get the keto thing, although neither of the two oncologists have a problem with my fasting now. 3 years ago, oh my gosh, the oncology group was trying to force feed me cake while they're the nurses were like, you have to eat. No, I don't. You have to eat. No, I don't. Anyway.
God love you, honey. Well, we're praying for you, and let us know what we can do to help you. I keep those minerals, stay hydrated, all the basics, I guess, is the only thing I can tell you to do is keep your body as strong as you can. Don't jump ship.
Glad you guys are there listening. I'll talk to you.
No doubt. Anytime. We love you, Joan. And Bug says to say hi, and she loves you. Ruth Ann, you want to come on and jump in and say hi?
Give her my best as well.
I sure will. You just did.
Hello.
Hi,
hello, Ruth Ann.
Come and say hi.
I'm MIA for 3 months, but still sticking with everything, doing okay.
Good.
I'm 15 pounds from goal, so that'll be probably almost 75 pounds down when I'm there.
Good deal.
My drboz, I've made a couple of bad choices a couple of times, but overall I've done well. Today my DDR is 56.
Good.
So yeah, I'm pretty much sticking under 100 for my glucose, and I'm staying in ketosis. I've borderline to 0.5, but usually I'm around 1.5. So I'm doing good. I don't have any complaints or any problems or any questions.
Good job.
I'm doing good. And my insulin resistance, I still almost get an inch on my shin, but everything else is good. I'm doing great.
That's awesome, Ruth. And again, that we just applaud you for staying consistent in this and doing it. That's the beauty of knowing what your drboz ratio is. You know where your body's at, and you know what you can do to help it, heal it, hurt it, whatever you're doing. That DBR is going to tell you that. So that's what's so cool about it. So good job for you. First of all, 15 pounds to goal weight. That's awesome. I can't wait to be at 15 pounds to goal weight. So good for you, Ruth Ann. I'm proud of you. But staying consistent is the key. So anybody that is jumping in and out or not sure what to do, staying consistent. If you're doing Dr. Boz's protocol for that cellular health to heal that insulin resistance, it's the simplicity of the beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, the simplicity of carnivore, ketovore, whatever you want to do it, under the 20 carbs, and staying consistent. And that is what seems to make the difference of healing. Go ahead. Who's jumping in?
My cheat is having extra protein, which is not good, but it's better than anything else.
Okay, exactly.
You're falling forward.
You're definitely taking a fall forward. And that if your DBR is still 54 in that, I'll give you all the credit in the world. So that's awesome. Don't question it for a minute. Just go with it and ride that wave while your body's enjoying it and the healing. So good job.
I am. And thank you for everything you do. I'm listening a lot of times on the recordings because the hours don't work that well for me. But anyway, thank you. And I'm so glad that you're healing.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here too.
We're glad you're here, but thank you for that. We love and appreciate everybody that has been here helping us through this whole stinking incident journey, whatever we want to call these little mementos of life that we all seem
struggle right now. I mean, man.
The bumps in the road can get a little big.
Yep.
They do. And that was a big bump for me. So that one kicked me in the teeth. So it did, but I'm trying to get back on board. But again, it's so many teaching lessons in it that I'm learning every day. Right now, my meds are messing me up. They put me back on a couple of meds that he made me promise him that I would take for the next 6 months until those stents, and he had to rebuild the artery completely. So he said if I'd give him 6 months to a year with these medications so that could heal. And so that would have a chance to heal before I got off of them. But I almost biffed today at church because I don't know if they're too strong now that I'm getting back in ketosis.
Right. I think you're getting more back into ketosis and the way they set her meds up, her chemistry was different and her meds are going to affect her different. They're in her body longer now. So they're affecting her differently. And
just dizzy, lightheaded, having a hard time staying awake, things like that. That normally I was such an boost of energy when my ketones kick in. Like I said, we were crazy people running around here doing things that I can feel everything in those meds just kind of calm me down a little bit. That I'm today at church. I literally we were serving and it was just one of those moments. Like I got so dizzy that I had to
sit down and take a break.
I had to stop and take a break and listen to my body. But we're learning, we are learning to readjust, and it's not always a one size fits all. You have to listen to your body, and we are learning when I can push and when I can't. And I am trying to listen to my body. And when I feel good, I'm good. But when I go down, it's like when it's time, I got to tap out. And it's one of those things I almost can't control it right now. It's just, you have to listen to your body when life kicks in. And
you had the months and years before the heart attack to gauge what's happening to yourself. So that always helps too.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, but that's my incentive, is because I know now what I can feel like. And I'm not letting these meds take me over or this heart attack drop me, because I hate feeling like this. So that's why we're on a mission to get back to our fasting, because I know that fasting is what gets my body turned back around. It may not be for everybody, and everybody may not need to get to this level. I know I was talking to Jennifer Gracie, and God love that woman. She can go have a drink. She can have a glass of wine. Whatever. It's like, I'm so jealous, and it doesn't affect her numbers. So it's one of those moments of, you have
so nice.
You have those people, right? We haven't had a glass of wine in like 4 years. It's like, come on. It's like, just have a sip for me, just a little sip. But it's just those moments of, you see people like that, and it's like, what a blessing to see people that have that healthy mitochondria that can fluctuate in and out, that can take that little bit of a break and still enjoy things. I'm just not one of them, and I'm totally jealous, and I envy her, and it's just beautiful that she can. But it's neat to see somebody on every step of the spectrum, that some of us have to stay so strict, so on course that it's maddening. You know,
Yeah.
Mary Kay is one of them. I'm one of them. Lance, as much as he's never been sick, he's never had major mitochondrial damage, but he ate crappy his whole adult life.
Yep.
You know, he's a single dad who was fish sticks and tater tots and things like that, you know, that was nutrition back then to him. So, but he was a single dad and did the best he could do. But it's neat to see, even though most men on here you'll find thin out as fast as can be. I mean, he drops down to his junior high weight, all the things that us women fight, he goes right back to it. But when you check his morning numbers and his DBR, his body's no healthier inside than mine is. He's just as insulin resistant, just as inflamed. Just because he is skinny does not mean he's healthy.
Exactly.
That's a huge lesson. Just because you're skinny doesn't mean, oh my gosh, I can't do this because I don't want to lose weight. Skinny does not mean healthy. So just know that. We all have that friend. My best friend growing up, it was a joke. I've always taught health and nutrition, and I taught from a book that was called Fit for Life.
Oh, yeah.
My best friend said she ate shit for life, and I ate fit for life. And that was what when we would go out, that's what we did and called it. And that's what we would laugh about it. And she's always been skinny.
As a rail,
she's just a tall, skinny girl. Doesn't mean she's healthy, just means she's skinny. And it doesn't, it's not about numbers on the scale. And I think most of us on here are past the age of worrying about the number. Like I said, I'd love to fit my skinny jeans from high school, but that ain't happening. I just want to be healthy and happy and fit. So that's where you got to set your goals in this. And that's what Dr. Boz's program will let you do, is establish your goal. And then we will take you one step at a time through Keto Continuum till you reach those goals.
You'll get that goal.
And hopefully you don't have to go clear down to Keto Continuum number 12 and live there for a while like we have. But you might stop at 5, 6, 7, 8. That might be all the further you need to go. We just don't happen to be those kind of people.
But on the other hand, you may need to go to 10, 11, 12, something like that to get to where your goal is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in Primal Health Coach Institute, and when they're talking about doing 50 to 75 to 100 carbs a day, I just kind of gasp, because it's like, there is no way on this earth my body would have healed my neuropathy, my heart disease, any of this, the ADD, any of that stuff at 50, 75, 100 carbs a day. It would not have happened. I know my chemistry, and I know I get anywhere close to 10, 15 carbs a day, and I'm riding that wave. My DBR starts going back up. I cannot do it. And we learn to read that. So you know exactly what your body needs and don't. That's the cool part of it. And it stinks. And I wish I had that metabolism. I wish I was Jennifer, could sit down and have that glass of wine. But she rocks it. So more power to her. And I'm going to high five her every time she has one.
Absolutely.
So she'd have one for me. But it's a journey that we all have to learn, and we all have to kick in. And sometimes it just stinks, but you set your goal and you will get there. And I'm bullheaded enough. I know what feels good, and I'm going to get back there, and I'm going to drag all of you back with me. So you got to get back to feeling good with me.
Sounds good. Well, I won't check in all the time, but I do watch. So thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's why we're learning. Just know too, anybody wanting to watch the replays, we are going to try to move all these replays and everything over to the YouTube channel. So please go over there, and I hate to say this, but
like and subscribe. She can't say that.
I can't say it. I get tongue-tied. Share it, like it, subscribe to it. I never realized how much that helps the algorithm and the our YouTube channel is Journey to Keto with Tammy Laubacher, LMT. So jump on there and share it.
Thank you.
Journey to Keto with Tammy Laubacher, LMT. That is the YouTube channel. So just like it, share it, but that is where all these replays will be now.
Yep, that's where we're going to try to get to.
We're going to try to put anything over there that we record will be over on YouTube, so you guys can go watch it. I'm going to start playlists over there. I hope to get my, can you put it in the chat so she can see what it is? I'm going to put my
talking on.
We are on Zoom.
This is
Zoom and Facebook. Zoom and Facebook.
No.
Yes.
No.
I will put.
We are on Zoom. We are talking right now on Zoom to you guys, but we're also broadcasting this whole thing live. They can't see you on YouTube. They can hear you. They just can't see you.
Well, that just tears it up like a glass of mud.
Because I couldn't get the links to work right. So it's supposed to be this whole Zoom thing on YouTube. It's supposed to be video and audio. Well, tonight it's just the audio because I couldn't get it to work right. So it's all my bad.
We will try again by next week. We will figure it out. I'll have my kids on trying to practice with us so we can figure out what we're doing. But it is Journey to Keto with Tammy Laubacher is the YouTube channel. But please, anything you're trying to find, like it, subscribe to videos. The more hours we get watched on that, the sooner everything will be up and going. So we appreciate it.
And we'll put a lot of... Go ahead.
I just said thank you.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
And that's where we're going to be starting to plug a bunch of videos in, bunch of shorts, that kind of thing. So
that's awesome.
Stay tuned to it.
Yeah. And I think some of the new people we have on here too don't know how far back my journey goes with Dr. Boz. And she's made a bunch of videos sharing my story that I'm going to get over there and so everybody can start sharing and seeing where he's at. What you got, Vicki? Jump in.
Okay, so right now, the link that you sent for this Zoom was in Journey to Healing.
Right. That's on the Facebook
That's
group.
Facebook.
That's the Facebook group.
Right. And that's where the link was for this Zoom.
This Zoom.
Yes.
Yep.
Right now.
Right.
now.
Yes.
Correct.
In,
That
in the going forward on Sunday night, is it going to be this Zoom meeting?
yes.
We're just hoping to link the Zoom and the YouTube together.
That didn't work for me.
Okay.
It didn't work for us either.
The link.
All I want to do is go to Journey to Healing and find a link to the Sunday night Zoom.
Yep.
We will have
The
him
link. The
send
link
it to
you
you
use tonight is the same link. That is a recurring link that will be this Zoom class. So you could say
So you're going to put it in every week
I'm going to put it in every week.
because trying to find it down at the bottom of the Facebook thread is a nightmare.
Facebook's a nightmare. So just know that's why we're trying to get everything into one position and it'll get so much easier as we work out all these bumps. So just know that. And I'll have Lance text it to you on your home phone or if you want it on the
I'm
computer.
going to give you a challenge, Lance.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
For you.
And it's not just, it wasn't just tonight when we were on YouTube, okay? I could hear y'all and see y'all. But I have the same issue with Dr. Boz's live.
There was an echo.
No, I cannot type into the chat, even though I'm subscribed to her YouTube channel. And there was no way for me, and it said, when I tried to go to the chat, it said, shoot, what did it say?
Something you have
like,
to be subscribed for 1 minute. So you may have to refresh your screen once you've subscribed, but next time you go in, you shouldn't have to do that.
That's what it was. If you wanted to type in the chat, you have to be a subscriber to the channel. If you didn't do that before you try to type, it wouldn't let you.
Well, I've been subscribed to Dr. Boz's YouTube channel for a year, 2 years.
And it's still
Then I don't.
Yeah.
But
Then,
I can't type into the chat.
I don't understand that.
We're still learning too, but keep us posted. If anybody has
Well, I
anything,
want you to solve it.
I'm gonna try.
go, Lance.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, I'm gonna be.
We'll call Dr. Boz and I'll have him fix hers too. So he'll get on both of us girls every time.
Oh,
We're both a hot mess with our electronics, right? So, but we will do that. Jill, you want to jump in?
nope.
You just watching. All right.
Very
You let me know
good.
if you need help this week.
Alex, you good?
Alex, you went in? You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Kind of a couple interesting things happen. I got the Keto Mojo, which I happen to lose because we're cleaning out the house. So I'm back to my other one. It's in my house somewhere. It's just
Oh, you just lost it.
It's temporarily in a place that I don't know where it is. Thankfully, I have 57 other ones, so it doesn't really matter. Why have one when you can have 57?
Right.
And Lance, shooters don't work.
Why not?
I tell you,
He
Why
did the
not?
shooter at the
Because
oil the other day.
my stomach was having the unhappy dance.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a little bit too much.
Just saying. I
They work for me.
Kamikaze shot. I'm saying kamikaze shot. Good.
Avocado oil shot, bad, huh?
I mean, we'll try it again if I really need to.
Just go slow. And if that was too much, back off.
Because that's at that point I was needing a lot of fat.
And he's fat adapted. He has a healthy gut. He's fat adapted. He's all of that. He can consume so much fat it gags me. So if you can't just back off till your body's okay.
I'm not gonna. But when you have somebody in your ear saying you have to eat butter, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not there yet.
Spoonful, baby.
I'm almost considering sardines, which we all know is not exactly a favorite of mine. That said, I did a subscription to LMNT, and when I first got it a couple of months ago, I got the chocolate ones, and I gotta say, for me, it wasn't worth it. And if anybody wants them, they can have them. I'm more than happy to. No, you know why? It's just there's something about it. I just can't do it.
You don't like Yoo-hoo?
I do like Yoo-hoo, and I like all that. It's just I got to tell you though, the citrus-ish ones, exactly like Gatorade. I went on a hike today.
Yep.
First hike I've been on in a long time, and what I did was, I actually just threw it in there. My daughter needed water. She drank it. I'm like, what do you think? She's like, well, it's okay. And, so hopefully that'll be another drink that she can drink. My biggest challenge is getting in enough sodium or magnesium and also balancing the fast. I know it's got carbs and whatever else, but it's just like, I'm like trying to balance fasting with that. And I would love to be able to, I really have to check my numbers better when I use that, because I got to say, it could really be a help in my fasting. I know it's, some people say it's not fasting. Some people say it is. I'm not here to debate that. I know Dr. Boz is like, no, it's not. It breaks your fast. But I'm struggling with that, trying to get enough stuff in. That said, I've been consistent. I've been pretty consistent this week, which is nice. And what's interesting is little changes in my body, which is nice. That's always a fun thing. I know it's not about that, but it kind of is. Let's just call it what it is. Why is looking down and seeing my toes? Come on.
That's a good thing.
It's a great why. No, but it's just it's kind of interesting. I kind of since the Orlando, I've whipped back almost 20 pounds now.
Nice.
Which is really nice. But at the same time, my window's kind of a lot bigger than I'd like it to be. But at the same time, I want it big enough so I can kind of eat not when I want to, but when I need to, like a 6 hour window or almost an 8 hour window, depending on the situation. But, it's funny because my sister-in-law is having some problems, and she not only needs to lose weight, she's got a lot of medical problems. And when I say that, she's really trying and she's not doing it. And it's pissing me off because I know exactly what she needs to do. And, she gave me a whole bunch of keto snacks, and I'm like laughing at myself because I'm like, I don't want to look at this stuff because I'm going to end up throwing it out. 14, 12 carbs is just not going to work for us. I went, I think it was yesterday, I went to 12 carbs, and I'm like, oh, geez, that was it. And it was 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock, and I forget what time it was. I'm like, I'm done. My biggest problem right now is just getting enough fat, and I just can't. I get enough protein, and I know that's a huge problem with a lot of people. I just can't get enough fat. There's only so much butter you can put in eggs. I'm not saying that only so much oil. It's just like.
All right, let me help you with a couple things first before I forget. Let me jump in real quick.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
Nope, you're fine. First of all, the chocolate LMNTs, try putting those in heavy cream or in your coffee or anything like that. First of all, I don't like them in water, but I can put them in my coffee. I can put them in heavy cream, make like a chocolate milk or a milkshake. You can also use them in that egg pudding, that recipe that I have for the egg pudding. You can use the LMNTs in there. I use Dr. Boz chocolate BHB also, and I can use the LMNTs. Anything that gives it that chocolate flavor. It's a little bit of stevia, whatever. It's great pudding for the kids, for yourself. It's a nice treat, and it's all eggs. So there's nothing in it but the eggs. So it's a win-win for that. So that takes care of the chocolate. As far as you fasting, Alex, don't worry about the fasting. Keep your eating window. If you're still at two meals a day and that eating window still opened up, your chemistry is not ready to go fast yet. And let's just get you comfortable there and stay there more consistent. Here's what I did, how Lance handled it at the beginning. He wasn't fatted out. He was having trouble getting that much fat, everything too. And I promised him, this is where Dr. Berry came in, because I promised him, I will feed you all the beef, bacon, butter, eggs I can feed you and keep you full. His protein was way over in Chronometer. He was eating I promised him to stay full. I would never ask you to go to work hungry. I would never ask, he has to run a whole team in a business. He can't go to work being angry and wanting to punch somebody in the face and chew his leg off, kind of thing. He was over on that protein at first, but as his fat-based hormones got happy and we moved him through those steps of keto continuum, that protein naturally come down. And then as his gut got healed, because he has issues with belly issues, he has major issues with all that. So he can't do the heavy creams and the butters and all that like that, because he would just be straight in the bathroom. So what we've done is we upped his protein to get his leptin and ghrelin working, to get him full, to get him happy. He added the fat as much as he could, but gradually that protein starts to come down as he's able and capable to get the extra fats in. That took time. That didn't happen overnight. He kept going with the protein. If that took him 2 pounds of beef to fill him up tonight, he would do that with a little bit of butter. Eventually, it went down to maybe 1.5 pounds of beef a night and a little bit more butter or olive oil or whatever.
I guess, my biggest issue, and it's a head and stomach issue, and I've said this before, is that, I'm not full, quote unquote, but I'm not hungry. So I'm full, but I'm not full. It's like I want something to eat.
You're full, but you want to eat. That's the brain work.
Yep.
And it's just like it's pissing me off.
It's so mental.
It's like it.
Alex, I'll tell you, Lance and I just had this talk literally today. That the mindset in some of it, we were raised 2 different ways, and I love this man more than life itself. And you'll understand what I'm getting at. And I don't mean this in a bad way towards him at all, but he was raised with endless supplies of food. He wanted what he wanted. I was raised in a poorer family that mom bought groceries and that had to last till the next month. If you ate all the chips in 1 week, then you had nothing for the next 3 weeks. I was raised with that mentality. So that part's easier for me, but I've watched this man struggle, and he is the strongest man I know. He is so routine, so regimented, so structured, but you watch him open up a bag of chips and it's going down, or any snack, it's going down. He has that mentality. He's not hungry. He has that mentality. Yes. He wants it if he wants it, when he wants it, and he wants it now until it's gone.
Well, my only huge win today or week was yesterday. My wife bought gluten-free cinnamon rolls we went to a party. Didn't have pizza. It was all in front of me. I had 2 hamburgers or whatever else. And, so, I mean, there are some minor things that are going on, but at the same time, you're right. I'm along those same lines as Lance was. You never want for anything.
Yep.
And I think, we're trying to do the meal plan with House of Keto for my daughter.
Good.
And just the little trade-offs that we're doing, and it's still hard because
it is. It's a mindset, but just know, Alex,
that is on board, but not.
You've got to get that mindset changing. And there's a lot of stuff like in Dr. Boz's workbook. I forget the page number, but there's a spot in there where it actually, when you're having that feeling of you want it, and you want it now, and it doesn't, you're not physically hungry, then you work through that emotion of what are you feeling right now that makes you want it? Are you angry? Are you lonely? Are you pissed? Are you tired? Are you stressed? When you figure out the bottom? Are you angry? Are you lonely?
Sorry.
You're echoing.
Yeah.
A little bit.
When you figure all that out, that will get so much easier when you figure out what you're dealing with. you will know where that emotion is coming up and what is going on in your heart, soul, brain, body, life, whatever, that is making you want to do that when you know you don't need it. You know you're not going to feel good. It's just a mental game, but you've got to figure out what the emotion is behind it, because once you figure out that emotion, then you can disconnect. And like we always use the excuse, when we were that summer, we first started fasting, we could not sit down and watch TV. We hardly ever sit on our couch and watch TV at night anymore, because first commercial, the first thing we do, one of us goes to the bathroom to pee and the other one goes to the fridge and wants to
Open
snack.
up the fridge. Yep.
We stopped watching TV because it triggered us into wanting to eat at night. So what we do, we waited till springtime. It was boat season. We love going out on the boat. So he'd walk in the door, we'd load the boat up, head to the lake, spend the next couple hours on the lake, watch a sunset. It replaced a habit that we had and a trigger that we had with something we enjoyed. So those endorphins would be going. It would replace that feeling in our brain of, oh my God, I need this. It was like, we don't need that. We need to go on a boat and spend some time together.
And I will say, I mean, I know there's a bunch of people that have kids or grandkids or whatever. Now that my daughter is 7, you know, we used to hike a lot. And now that she's old enough that she almost wants to think about hiking again. I mean, we used to hike for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. And I actually went on a hike today with her and a couple of our old hiking friends. And we all the parents were like, oh my God, we should do this more. And it's like,
Absolutely.
Oh my God, we used to do this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's, you're right. You make time for things that are important.
Yep.
And it's just getting back to priorities. So,
It is.
but yeah, no,
It is.
on the whole, it was more of a good week than bad.
Good.
My blood sugar went under 100 in the morning because it tends to be a little bit higher. So
one step at
Yeah.
a time, Alex. That's you just
Exactly.
you got to get there one step at a time, and think of where you were a year ago. You're so much better
absolutely.
and further down the path. And I just want to say too, with your daughter, we're getting ready to launch the Keto Kids program, and my daughter-in-law has been getting up. My kids are doing yoga. She's taking them hiking in the morning. My granddaughter is going running before school. They are killing it because they're into ketosis to where they're feeling better and having more energy. They're not snacking and they're making good choices and they're feeling proud about it. So I can't wait to get the Keto Kids program going to get the kids involved.
As long as you can find a keto pancake. I'm being serious because it's just like there's just certain things, you know, this kid needs. And you know, I think it's the little switches that are important.
Yep.
I mean,
You'll
it's not going to be keto, which I understand, you know, in certain ways, and it can't be because, you know, for a bunch of reasons. And I'm not, you know, I don't want to, but
Sure.
I can't wait for it too. I'm
Good.
really looking forward to see what you guys put together.
Yep. We'll
Anyway,
put.
I gotta go.
All right, honey. Have a good night.
See you later.
All right. Who else? Stina, you had said something about the wine. I want to throw this out there for anybody that does like to drink alcohol or have a glass of wine once in a while. You don't have to be an alcoholic to have this issue. There's oxidative priority on what your body will use. And just know, so anybody knows this, so we're not beating around the bush on this. If you have alcohol in your body, alcohol will come before burning ketones or fat. So
Alcohol gets processed first,
there's
no matter what.
So if you don't kid yourself into thinking it's a keto or it's a light beer or a carb-friendly beer
Or it's a dry red wine.
dry red wine, not just that might be better for the sugar, but it's still alcohol. So alcohol is still processed first in the body. So it's going to mess you up. And if you have any type of insulin resistance or anything major you're dealing with, like we do not get to indulge in a glass of wine. It would be 2 weeks it would be another couple fasts before my body would kick back in if I had a glass of wine. Again, my body's horribly broken and damaged from chemo and all the crap they put in me, but it's not good. Anybody is going to fall into that same process. It's an oxidative priority and usage of the body. So just know that.
It's the way the body burns stuff.
It's sad reality.
Alcohol
Some people can get
first.
away with it. Now, Jennifer, like when she does it, she checks her numbers. She's had a continuous glucose monitor on. She can check her numbers. It doesn't fluctuate her out too bad. And if it did, she could get right back in. That's the win in it. That's what's being metabolically flexible. But most of us that have deep damage do not get that luxury.
And it still doesn't matter, even though she's where she's at. In her body, alcohol will be processed first. Period.
Now she may bounce back faster.
Her metabolism is such and her chemistry is such that she is able to do that and come back quickly from that.
Goals
But
right there.
It doesn't matter who you are. Alcohol gets burned first. I just want to throw that out there.
So just know that. Oh, thanks, Vicky. I love you. You're so sweet. Any questions? Anybody that we've not hit on tonight? Stina, do you want to come and jump in?
If you want to unmute your mic.
I can jump in on audio. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Jump in.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the feedback on the wine. You know, I fight for every bit of this improved metabolism. The last thing I need is something like wine to derail it.
It's not worth it.
You know, during the day, I just work so hard. I'm like, why do I even want to
And you
bother?
can even see this too on Dr. Boz. And she'll say she had a glass of red wine last night, and then she'll post her numbers the next morning.
Right.
You'll see
and
it.
they're down because of the red wine.
Right.
So I mean, it does.
I'm getting ready for my 72-hour fast.
Nice.
Sweet.
And this is coming off of, I had a bad night last night, so I don't know exactly what happened. I'm still trying to unravel that, but I woke up with a glucose of 113, but a ratio, ketones at 2.0 and a decent Dr. Boz ratio. So it's very bizarre, wacky numbers, but I also had terrible heartburn all night. So somebody mentioned, so maybe your cortisol was, you were stressed or whatever was going on. But despite that, it's like I got ready today with my right eating to get ready for my fast. I am somebody that's ready for the fast. Yes, for you beginners. And I am practicing. I'm going to say this. I practice my fasts because I'm not great at it yet. So
stick with us. You will be. We rock it.
Yeah. So when I do feel a little off or I'm not quite sure what's going on with my body, I will have a cup of broth. If it means I'm going to continue to fast, I will do that. And so until I get a perfect salt fast or whatever, that I decided that's what I'm going to do. So my goal is 72 hours. We'll see how we do this week.
That's awesome. And you're falling forward in that.
So
I'm hoping, yeah.
So take the win, listen to your body. You got to do this as your body's ready. We did that last week. I biffed it 48 hours. I didn't biff, I guess.
Say you didn't biff. We just chose.
I had to stop and have some bone broth, and it's okay. So this week I feel better. I feel more prepped and ready. I'm hoping I'll make it to the 72. But again, I'm going to listen to my body and do what I can do. So good for you. Jump in with us. We do the advanced fasting every week. We're going for the 8 weeks in a row to try to get that deep cleaning and deep health again. So let us know if we can reach it. If you can help it, if we can help you at all, reach out.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Any other questions? Anybody have anything?
Anybody on YouTube have anything?
Everybody.
I asked some questions there, and one Gloria Riggins, she said, since you had a heart attack, are you allowed to drink the high salt drinks?
Yep. I was blessed when God had his hands in so much of this whole day. From I was down with Miss Vicky from that morning to when she dropped me off at the airport. When I got on the plane, 2 minutes later, first of all, the plane would have been in the air, and the hospital that they took me to had the one cardiologist that understood the ketogenic chemistry. And I was blessed enough to get him. So he was absolutely fine. That next week in the hospital, it was kind of cute when the nurse brought my meal in the one day, and I'm just looking at it like, yeah, that ain't going to fly. And we had started talking about, we was going to try to order something. And she says, oh no, honey, you're on the cardiac floor. This is what you're supposed to eat. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, I love you, but I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but could you call my doctor? And she says, no, honey, you're on the cardiac floor. This is what you need to eat. I'm like, no, honey, it's not going to happen.
Call the doctor.
I said, will you please call Dr. Boyer? 2 seconds back, Dr. Boyer calls her back and says, let her make her own damn menu. She knows what to eat more than anybody in the hospital. So he was fine. I had my own salt in my purse, in my bag. When I came off the plane, I had it in my little fanny pack. So I had my Redmond salt with me, and he was absolutely fine. Again, that sodium in the absence of carbs and sugar is what my body needed. Now, you can't add all the salt, add all the fats in the presence of carbs and sugar. Again, that's the difference of proper keto and not proper keto. If you have high carbs and sugar, that sodium can be a big problem. But I don't have carbs and sugar in my diet. So I can consume that salt, which is what your heart is a muscle. It takes sodium and potassium to make that heart pump. My heart needed good sodium and potassium, which is where the Redmond salt comes in, and we don't need anything but. So no, he was cool about it. So my cardiologist, I couldn't have been more blessed. In fact, like I said, my meds are messing up a little bit. I am not opposed to flying to Texas to see him. That's how much I loved having him for his, I'm going down to see mama. Yeah, it's just, but he was perfect about it. He was good with my diet. He was good with my keto chemistry. He applauded my numbers. He was totally on board with my whole keto. The whole reason I let him go in, and we confirmed what the issue was, is I wanted to come home with the guarantee of what caused my heart attack. And I wanted to know what I'm teaching and coaching and sharing and screaming from the mountaintops of Dr. Boz's program. I wanted to know that what I was doing was not causing harm to anybody that I know and love and coach. So when he went in there, he went in to confirm what caused my heart attack. And what caused my heart attack was the damage from my chemo and radiation 20 years ago. It was not my diet. So that's the cool part of it is, as much as I hated having this heart attack at this time from the damage, again, from my neuropathies, diabetes, cancer, chemo, radiation, they threw the whole world at me back then. That was 20 years ago. It was overkill a little bit, I think, but I'm here. My cancer had a 5-year survival rate and I'm 20 years in. So I will praise the good Lord. I'm here. And if the stupid heart attack is going to slow me down for a little bit, but it ain't going to drop me. So now I'm healed. He's repaired it. Now I just have to let it heal. And that's going to be my struggle right now, is staying low enough and slow enough to heal. But I know I can do it. So. And
then we had another question too. Megan Perry on YouTube said, have you found 172 to be more healing than every other day fasting, or does it differ for everyone and the goals?
I think it might differ a little bit for everyone, but Dr. Boz's protocol is we do 72 hours, 8 consecutive weeks in a row. And what that does is it lets your body hit autophagy. It lets you do that house cleaning and that deep cleaning. I think of our 72s like spring cleaning. You know, you're getting one room done every week. We do that 8 weeks in a row instead of waiting a day, starting a day, fasting again, eating, refeeding, fasting again. Get in a rhythm, because I'm telling you, when you get in that rhythm, you will see the changes from week to week to week. Go to those 72s, refeed for those next 4 days in ketosis, mindful of what's going in your mouth, easy going on watching your macros. Don't go crazy on refeeding days. Then hit that again, going into, you're in ketosis already. Then you hit and go into that next week. Those 72s, 8 weeks in a row, there is something magic about it. I do not understand all the science in it, and I'm sure Dr. Boz would explain it 10 times better, but I'm telling you, those 8 weeks in a row of ketosis, being in ketosis on the feeding days and fasting those 72s is, to me, where all the damage seemed to start reversing. That's where the neuropathy started changing. That's when my glucose started dropping down. That is where my ketones started going up. That is where the magic happened. And it is the best I have ever felt since I was probably 25, 30 years old. And I've taught health and nutrition my whole adult life. And it is the best I've ever felt. So that'd be, any other questions over there?
No, I just asked for any more. So
everybody good? Anybody over here any questions? If not, we love y'all. Have a good week. Reach out if you need anything. We are starting a new group this week. We're going to start Monday. Some of you that are already signed up, if there's anybody else that wants in, I have, if you want the Keto Continuum course, if you want just some private coaching, or if, what else? The private coaching, Dr. Boz course. Or just a refresher course. People that have already been through the course and just need a refresher course. Whatever you want, we're going to do it. But we are going to start back. We're going to do beginners at 7 o'clock, advanced at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. That's my paid coaching class. If anybody wants in there, we're going to move forward in that and get pushing back through, because we're going to do it right along with you. So if anybody needs anything, Brains course, we are hoping to start Brains back up as soon as Dr. Boz says it's okay. So I'm ready when she is. So we're waiting. I know she was wanting to run her course again, and we're trying to get the websites to talk together so it'll be easier and to do all of this. So as soon as she says it's okay, I'm ready to go. So it'll be good. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up. Like and share on the YouTube.
Yep.
Subscribe, because I can't say that word. And all the replays will be over there. And we'll keep up in the group with all the helping each other. Reading numbers will be over in the Journey to Keto or Journey to Healing group over on Facebook. So we'll still be back and forth. So don't get lost. Anybody you want to share it with, go ahead and share the Facebook group. We're over there. And if you need anything, reach out and let us know. All right, guys. We love y'all. Have a good week.
Good night, guys. Have a good week.
Bye.